Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.
There's no preparation this time. We go in. No warning.
We go in fast.
We go in fast.
We go in
festive. We go in friendly.
We're bringing soup.
We're bringing soup.
It's going to be incredible.
Warming our bellies. So.
And then I go in with a clap.
Yeah.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes, exactly. So
how we set it up.
We had a clap to make sure that we got the audio. That's actually really, we haven't done that live in a long time. The clap and the so we know that our
I just gave up on it ages ago.
You did?
Yeah, my goal is to make sound engineers lose their mind when they watch the show.
I feel like they are. Ladies and gentlemen,
This is a Christmas special.
this is the first annual treat that we'll be offering you every single Christmas.
I hope so. This is amazing.
No, we're doing it every Christmas, even if it kills Shawn. We're going to do it every Christmas.
I love it.
We
I
have
can't
to.
wait.
I love it. Yes. Well, we're.
I mean, we got to do the long, beautiful introduction, right?
Yes, yes.
We've got writer, director, producer, influencer,
hilarious comedic genius,
comic,
yes, funny, friend,
best guy in the world.
Yes.
Is that Shawn Kohne?
Shawn Kohne
is on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable.
Gentlemen, I hate to be the spoil sport, but that E is not silent.
Oh, it's not Kohne?
What?
Yeah.
Kohne?
That's hilarious.
This whole time.
This is the second time in a row that we've had a friend of the show that we're like, oh, we're so good at
I have referred to a friend by the wrong last name for a decade. So it's Kohne.
and on the show,
Yeah.
I lost my ears.
You lost your ears? They cut out?
Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Let me go check. That's
Oh my God! Did you let Michael Madsen into the podcast?
I did.
Wait, I think they're on. Is my microphone on?
Okay. Yeah.
If you guys can hear me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Wait, now I hear it.
See what had happened?
What have you done, Jacob?
No, it was the feedback protection that GarageBand puts in when we're loud. And so, like, if we're loud all of a sudden, goes like...
We got to turn down ourselves.
Yeah.
Kohne is so much better of a name.
It is.
I've been thinking my whole life, like, Shawn's got an okay last name.
But Kohne.
Pretty good.
So
pretty good, but it's not
Coney
great.
Island.
But not really.
Yeah.
Jeez, we are the worst friends.
No, I've decided I'm not going to pronounce it correctly. I'm going back to Kohne.
I'm going to call it Shawn Kohne. I'm going to make you French.
Kohne. And there's a H in the middle of it, which makes it even more exotic.
Is the H silent?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I can't go Kohne. Kohne.
I think we've established that we have no
Look.
We have no
out of the gate. We want to show
kindness?
the audience that we don't know what we're doing, and that's been key.
That is part of the Biofriendly Podcast goal.
Well,
hilarious.
If you're watching the show, you can see that we pulled out all the stops because this is airing on Christmas Eve.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's airing on Christmas Eve. Yeah, look at that.
Look at this guy.
Shawn is wearing a beautiful Christmas sweater. He's got a hat that normally moves, you said?
Yeah, it flip-flops and it plays Christmas music, but the battery's dead.
The battery's dead. So,
That's a disaster. That's
right.
a disaster.
And
then I'll do me now.
Yeah, do you. Noel has a brand new Christmas sweater that says cotton-headed Ninny Muggins, and he's got little sparkly green lights on his head, Christmas tree lights, and then on the back is Will Ferrell as Elf. That's great. No, don't worry about it. Let the hat fall.
It was so good it knocked my hat off.
It was see the kind of power.
Yeah,
kind of power.
And then my sweater is the Dude Abides. It's got
get in there. What are you doing? I'm describing.
Sorry.
There's two of us.
Yeah, you're right.
I say, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
I will edit it.
I can't say that word. That's a bad word. All right, Jacob Givens today is also wearing a Christmas sweater. It is the Dude Abides. Classic. Yeah. Unbelievable. What's the back look like, Jacob?
I don't think it has anything, does it?
No, but it's like snow. It's snow. But the hat looks really good.
It does have little bowling balls and bowling pins,
tiny
though. I saw that.
Which is
the touch.
Which is key.
Yeah.
Well, today we didn't really give much preparation or warning for what we're doing here. We just wanted to invite our buddy Shawn Kohne onto the show and talk about movies.
Movies?
Yeah, we wanted to talk about movies because we're an environmental podcast or a sustainable podcast, but we've done shows like this before in the past where it's also about like how people are doing mentally and like how they're feeling.
Yeah, we
talk personal
talk
sustainability.
a lot about social sustainability.
Yeah,
life sustainability. Like there's more to being sustainable than just recycling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And or composting or water reduction and food waste reduction, all that kind of stuff. There's also about
your diesel car on peanut oil.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But Shawn being somebody that we met, how do we get introduced?
We got through the dealership.
Flappers.
Yes. Flappers Comedy Festival.
We were and Shawn and his buddies had
a web series.
I mean, it was awesome. It was fun. We got to see this show, and I remember how much we loved it when we were watching this festival. We're like, man, this is amazing.
Funny stuff.
And then we were all excited. You actually changed. You upped our game for Good Cops.
Yeah.
Because we'd heard the rumors in the semifinals of Flappers that you guys were blowing up the dealership.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh God.
That's blowing up the dealership.
That's next level.
We gotta go big.
Oh God! So we added an explosion. We blew up my dad's Thunderbird, which we borrowed.
Yeah.
For Good Cops in the finale, entirely and only because we had to keep up with the dealership, and that was.
We didn't really blow it up, kids. It was all visual effects.
Don't worry, Dad. Your car's fine.
We didn't really blow up the Thunderbird.
Yeah.
I don't want to call from your dad.
Though.
Yeah,
we did.
You actually did.
You actually blew up the dealership.
Yeah. Well, you guys have been known.
They didn't know about it, but we did it.
Well, practical effects are the best. I mean, that's how you do it, right? I mean, if you're gonna do it live. That's what we say.
This was 8 years ago, by the way.
Long time ago.
8 years ago. So
and since we've seen each other about, we've done a couple other things together since then.
Yeah.
Shawn has had some awesome things happen. Most of you probably know Shawn from I would say the Sandlerverse, probably, right?
That's got to be your biggest viral hit, right?
Yeah, that definitely has the most views. But I would say that me being in the internet, the internet comment etiquette videos.
Comment etiquette,
there it is.
Those are a big deal too, and those are great. You've been doing more of those, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Tell us about that. Fill in the audience about that. That's
what
awesome.
Comment etiquette is. How do you do it right?
I know. Eric even struggles to describe comment etiquette. So it's my boy Eric trying to teach you the proper ways to leave a comment on YouTube videos, the proper way to tweet.
Right.
Like any place of Facebook comments, any place that you can leave, a nice tasty comment for somebody to read. He's going to tell you the right way to do it.
Right. Hilarious stuff. Hilarious stuff.
That's brilliant.
That sci-fi one you did was awesome. So I highly recommend everybody who has connection to the internet go check out on this thing called YouTube. Thing called comment etiquette. It's very funny. Very funny.
It's a necessary piece of education for all of the world. For us to really understand how to do this properly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we think
and if
of
you haven't seen the Sandlerverse, you should check.
Yeah,
that
you should
out
check out the
too.
Sandlerverse. I think that's why when we think of like a guy who knows movies, we thought of Shawn, and we were like, he would be a great guest because your breadth of knowledge of film and TV shows is pretty vast, and you really drill into things, and the fact that you can put together the supercuts you do of all those movies, it really takes somebody who knows entertainment, and you know your stuff, man. So that's why you're here. We're going to talk about feel good movies in 2020.
Feel good movies in 2020.
Yeah, feel good movies or TV. We can do either. So and then after we hit 2020, I'd say we go to just any general feel good movie.
Feel good movie.
Yeah.
So it's just feel good. It's
just got to be something that we all know. We can all agree that this has been a real year.
It has.
Wait, what happened this year?
Right. Wah, wah, wah.
I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, I'm
It was
sitting here
great.
with a light up hat and a Christmas sweater. It's the dream.
Yeah, you're right. It's been great, but we've had a rough go, and so there had to have been moments for people where they sat down, they turned on a movie, they watched a show, and when they were watching it, and the moment it ended and the credits rolled, they felt like everything's gonna be okay.
Okay.
We're going to be okay.
That's good. So at Christmas, we'll do our annual movie wrap-up of the year.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. And if we have a year where there's nothing that's feel good or enjoyable, we'll just be like, well, this one was a wash, and we'll just talk about movies from years past.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, then let's pass it over to our guest and ask him. You have to go first then. That's how we'll challenge you.
Yeah, the guest is going to go first.
All right. So, Shawn,
Well,
what was an uplifting movie for you this year? Or a show?
I have one of each, honestly.
What?
Great.
Sure. Yeah.
Perfect.
Listen, 2020 has been the year of consuming media content, so I've got time.
Yes. This is true.
Perfect.
For movie, it's no contest for me. It has to be Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Great choice.
I've seen it 3 times.
Yeah.
I bought it the weekend that it came out. I was gonna go to the theater, of course.
Me too. We were too. I bought it the weekend it came out. The day it came out, also we watched it with my kids. Well, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Yeah. You just there are specific things that it's expensive to see movies here, especially you guys. You have families, so that automatically skyrockets the price. I'm just one person, I'm just a thrifty guy.
Right.
But I would have paid, to a nighttime cost to see that movie, So I was going to support the movie, So I bought it weekend it came out.
I love it.
God.
Yeah, I watched it on the Saturday. I felt so good that when I woke up on the Sunday, I watched it again, and I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about the feeling now.
That is kind of the upside to the way they do movies in 2020 is that basically they sell them to you right away at a premium cost to watch it earlier, but then it's not you don't have to keep paying for a ticket to go see the movie. You can watch it over and over and over and over because it's yours.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
So that is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, what is it about Face the Music that won you over so much? I mean, apart from the fact that we're all here, clearly, Bill, people who listen to the podcast know that we actually had Bill and Ted Day on our podcast. That's how much and how we had future Noel and Jacob come back and explain what was going on with the environment. As the audience is aware. But yeah, so we're in on Face the Music. But what was it about it that won the award for you this year?
Well, it was so good to see Keanu and Alex back in the roles, firstly.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then let me branch off and just say that Alex Winter was such an amazing actor in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to take away from anyone else, but his delivery on so many lines, that is not lunar, you guys, kills me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's great.
And the small cracks in his voice when the psychiatrist asks to just talk to the wives alone.
Yeah.
He was just so good.
And he's still so Bill.
He is so Bill.
Yeah.
We were watching Pee Wee Herman, I was watching Pee Wee Herman, the new one, beginning of the year, and I remember watching it, and I was like, I mean, I'm enjoying the movie, and it's right up there, but it's sad that Paul Rubens can't quite still be Pee Wee Herman, he can't get the voice high enough.
It didn't quite sound like himself,
so
right?
So he did it, and he pulled it off, and it was like, okay, well, I just accepted that this was older Pee Wee, and that's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
So it's you suspend your disbelief and whatever else, but the thing that was amazing about Bill, and of course Keanu also as Ted, is they were still completely Bill and Ted.
Those characters.
In every way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But, it's that movie specifically, because it's all about everyone coming together for a very specific task at the end. And that song, I don't know, when Ted puts on the guitar and you see him with the smiley faces on for the first time in the movie, and then he just starts shredding and you're like, oh, I'm getting goosebumps again. It just feels so good at the end of that movie.
Absolutely. And I got to tell you guys, so I was late to the party of Bill and Ted Face the Music, but I've seen it.
Get out.
I know. No, but I've seen it.
Get out.
Get out? Okay.
No, you can't.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. I had a great time on the show.
We're going to continue.
Shawn will be taking over my hosting position in the Biofriendly Podcast.
Continue the podcast without Jacob. No, sorry.
I made sure not to shave today, just in case that was necessary.
Just in case you had to jump in as the other bearded host. Look, you can swap us out. No, I was late because when it came out, I am also a diehard Bill and Ted's fan, and I'd shown my boys the first movie but we hadn't shown them Bogus Journey yet. And so we were trying to track it down, and during the whole summertime, like when it was coming out, it was like I couldn't find a way to find the time to sit down and watch Bogus Journey. So we kept going like, well, we need to watch this with the kids. But we were like, well, we got to see Bogus Journey first. And so finally I was like, you know what? Forget it. I don't care if they get to see it or not. I want to see it. And so we just waited until they went to bed, and we finally watched the movie. And you guys are right. The ending song, I totally got misty-eyed. I was kind of like, I was really moved by it because the whole fun, it's a fun, nostalgic trip for these characters and just, going back into that world. But when you get to the end, it is very uplifting, and then you get to that credit sequence where it's showing people playing music, and I was like, wow, I feel amazing right now.
Well, it's just a great message, isn't it? If we can all, if we all can take a minute and sing the same song, we don't have to sing the same parts, we don't have to have the same instruments, we don't have to do it the same way, we can all do it we can all sing the song the way we want to sing it, but let's all sing it together. Yeah, it was like, this is kind of something that we need right now in the world.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
It's totally Goosebumps. You're right. It's an amazing movie. It's an amazing movie.
And the daughters were killer. They were
killer.
They were great. Great addition to the story.
And without, I don't want to. I mean, we probably spoiled a lot of this for people, but you should go watch it. But there's like the trash can, the scene where they have to get away, the trash can scene.
Yeah,
is so classic Bill and Ted. Yeah. It's like, that's correct.
Yeah.
Well done, sir. And I did standing ovation. I was like, that's exactly right.
It was great. I had one other thing I wanted to say, but I wanted to pass it back to Shawn because he was kind of on a roll about the song and the music, and I wanted to know other things that really stood out to you, like the smiley face and things like that. Was there anything else that really solidified this as the feel-good movie of the year for you?
The small George Carlin cameo where they used the archival footage that we hadn't seen before was just like the perfect chef's kiss to me.
Yes.
Like all 3 times that I've watched that, that moment like when you start to get choked up and you just feel it right here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that I get that all 3 of the times that I've watched it at that specific moment of just seeing him come out of the booth,
Yeah. Unbelievably, that choked up feeling is with me always.
Yeah. Well, you're always crying.
Always. Like, as in terms of the Incredible Hulk is always angry, I always am a little bit choked up, and I feel like at a drop of a hat, I could cry over anything. Like, it's just always right there. So it really doesn't take much. My son actually laughs because I cry at everything. There could be anything on the TV, and he'll look over, and my lip is quick. And I just got tears, and I can just see him leaning over and going, "Dad, jeez!" It's just like over a cartoon. I just cry over everything.
That is hilarious.
Yeah,
Owen does it to Talia.
Yeah.
Talia gets she has an ugly cry.
Yeah.
Beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. Ugly cry.
Ugly man. Beautiful
cry. Beautiful cry.
Ugly. Oh.
Yeah. No, that was classic. That was a beautiful moment too.
Yeah. You want to know who kind of stole, not stole the show because it's a Bill and Ted's movie, but a character that I laughed so much was the robot.
Oh God!
Oh yeah,
the robot was hilarious. Do you guys know who that was?
No.
It's NoHo Hank from Barry.
It's NoHo Hank from Barry.
Really?
So
yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Spoiler alert! Like, I'm not going to give away much, but the moment that the robot went, "Oh no, we started laughing, and we went. That's somebody who's very funny under there.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there watching the movie, and we're scrolling through the IMDb trying to figure out who's playing the robot, and the 3 names hadn't come out yet. And so we're going, who is the robot? And then when the 3 names, the Daniel, Cody, whatever, I just started laughing so hard, and he did such a great job as that character.
Such a good act. He's funny.
He is very funny.
Barry is another good one that you could watch this year if you want to watch a good. That's a great show. He's a scene stealer. That guy. He's amazing.
Yeah. So I thought
I
thought that he did an awesome job. So is there?
Are you crying right now?
I told you, man. I told you.
Wow.
I'm the Incredible Sulk.
You're the Incredible Sulk. It's true. You're not just saying that to Derek to get him to lay off.
It wasn't a joke. You guys always think I'm joking, but I am always about to cry.
You should do more dramas, bro.
I know, man. I know, right? I do comedy to really numb that choked up feelings. Because when you cry when you're laughing, people are like, oh, you're just so happy. And I'm like, yeah, that's what's going on.
Oh, that's great.
Anyway, well, so Bill and Ted Face the Music, we can all agree. So we'll encourage our audience that that's a definite, if you love the franchise, if you love the characters, that's a great one to check out. And it's really good for the whole family. It's a pretty clean cut film. There's not much naughty content at all. It's pretty clean.
No, I think that's the whole point of Bill and Ted, right?
Yeah.
It's just to be for everyone. I think they're kind of a. I mean, Bogus Journey has a few maybe scary moments if you're very young, but it's not,
Yeah.
But they're great. They're wonderful. Bill and Ted are on it. They get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they absolutely get it. That's a good call. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what feel good movies. What I would even say, because I'm thinking about what I've watched this year, and for some reason I'm drawing a blank. Now we got a guest here specifically to talk about feel good movies, and I have done no prep.
Well, that's okay. That's what you wanted. Noel, that's what you wanted. You wanted zero prep. You said, we're going in fast, we're going in festive, and we're bringing soup. That's what you said.
I did say that.
So we did those things, and so now Shawn's going to take us to...
Now what's your movie? Do you have a feel-good movie? We can't just throw this on Shawn.
No, I had zero prep. Shawn, take it away. Shawn,
okay.
He does have something for us. I know he does.
I can give you two more if you want. Okay.
This is why Shawn is here.
I don't know why I use these fingers. Why did I go with these? I'll give you two more.
Because it's the holidays, and you always use pinky and ring when you're talking about twos on the holidays.
That was very Janet Jackson counting down from Rhythm Nation for me. That's what I thought.
I love that.
All right.
I'm gonna.
Shawn's driving then.
Yeah, Shawn's driving. Just sit back and enjoy the holidays.
All right, let's do it.
Take it on. Yeah.
All right, so the first TV show, I'll give it two TV shows.
Okay.
Two TV shows.
Ted Lasso made me feel real good.
Oh, my God.
Right.
You are correct, sir.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Go on.
I cut you off.
Go on with Ted Lasso.
It was such an emotional...
No, please. Look, I'll present, you talk.
Okay. That's fair. So Ted Lasso, nail on the head for the TV show of the year that left you with that warm hope.
Every episode. It was how many were there? 10? 8?
Maybe even
10?
Yeah. 8 or 10.
8 or 10. I'm going to say 10 because what the heck.
Yeah.
It was 10 times in a row. You watch it and at the end, life is fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. All is well. The world is okay.
Yeah. I told everybody I could think of to watch it because I thought, if anybody's having a rough year, going through a hard time, I thought that's the show you need to be watching right now because it will transport you away from things for a little while. And then Jason Sudeikis did such a good job of creating a character that was heartwarming, uplifting, but not unbelievable. Yeah. Like I bought it. It didn't seem like a cartoon version of a jolly feel-good character. I thought, I've met people that have had that kind of like, get after it, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, no matter what, we're going to go after it. And I thought he just did a amazing job of making this believable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really good at that everyman character because he just looks it. Like,
he does.
He's got the face, he's got the right body, and he's also just hilarious. His natural comedic timing is just a flow in a creek that I just like to wade in.
Yeah. Yeah,
that
that's a
is
good way
well
of
put.
Yeah,
yeah, I could live in that creek too.
Yeah,
that's yes, absolutely. He sneaks up on you, Jason Sudeikis, right? I mean,
I think so
speaking
too.
of which, I was talking to my wife about this. Can you believe the talent that was in that year, that class of Saturday Night Live
of SNL?
Kristen Wiig, Andy Samberg, Bill Hader, and Jason Sudeikis.
Amy Poehler.
No.
Will Forte.
I'm saying
Will
specifically they found 4 people the same year.
Oh, those 4 joined the same time? Wow.
In the same year, they found those 4 people.
Wow.
And all 4 of them went on to be not just great comedians, but
great actors.
Writer, producer, director, actors, right? They did the whole, they're doing the whole, and they make great stuff.
They really do.
Like, that's a pretty, I mean, that was a good year. Whoever was in charge of recruiting that year crushed it.
Yeah.
So here's some fun facts about Ted Lasso.
That's what I want. Yeah.
His second in charge coach, the guy with the beard.
Yes.
Creator of Ted Lasso.
Really? So he created the concept.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. And now this is something that I forgot to look up right before we started shooting. So
lie. That's what we do.
Just pretend.
Fact check on this one.
Yeah.
It's everybody knows that we can come back a week later with oh, we were wrong.
So
his last name's Kohne.
Yeah.
It started off as a commercial, so it had an earnest sort of lifespan to it, where it started off as a commercial and then became a TV show. So then they need to start making movies because that was the lifespan of Ernest. So we need a Ted Lasso movie.
We need a Ted Lasso movie.
If they don't make a Ted Lasso movie, we should burn the whole thing to the ground.
Burn it to the ground. That's the message.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I remember reading somewhere that it was a Super Bowl ad or a big commercial about sports or something back in 2012 where he was playing that character as if an American getting the soccer team, and it was just for that 30-second spot that would be hilarious, and it was from the second coach. It was his idea. That's great.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant, and not that it's really well written, because like I said, each individual episode is its own feel good experience.
Yeah.
But the whole thing, from beginning to end, if you take it as one story, is so thoughtfully crafted.
Yeah.
The journey that these characters go on, and it's so funny because usually you throw a character like Ted Lasso into a mix of 100 people, and then all those 100 people then are affected and changed by Ted Lasso, and that happens. It's true. The thing that's fascinating about this is they also threw in a pretty big curveball for Ted Lasso to deal with, and he had to change from them. And it was pretty awesome the way they wrapped the whole thing together. And then at the end of it, you're just like, wow. And I don't want to spoil it, but even the way it ends is not the way you would typically end a feel-good story like that. And yet somehow, despite all that, you still feel great.
Yeah. That's very true. Yeah.
Yeah. I really love the way that the ending plays out.
Yeah.
And then also how it plays out further, like the actual end, like not just the ending of the main story, but like sort of the epilogue of the season.
Yes.
Yeah. It's really good.
And the epilogue just gets you just hyped for more.
Yeah. You're hoping you get to come back.
Yeah.
So I think it has been greenlit though. I think there is a
Ted
Lasso season.
They are doing two more.
Thank you.
Two more. Yes,
You almost blew that.
I want those pinky twos. I love it. Yeah, and again,
I never again want to hold fingers the way people. I want to always go opposites. Always.
That one's hard for me to do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Always opposites.
I can do it on my left hand easier.
Yeah.
Without spoiling it as well, the last thing I'll say is that I love it when when a scene comes, an emotional scene in a series, and we've seen it done a million times, and it can still be great, but you kind of expect the next move of the character.
Yes.
And what I loved about Ted Lasso was it did things differently. In where these moments, with these cliche moments of somebody getting, reacting a certain way, and I was always so pleasantly surprised to be like, oh, okay, that's great. I love seeing this in a short story. So anyway, but I'm trying not to give too much away, but that was refreshing and uplifting. So great choice, Shawn. On a TV show.
Actually, before we move to the next thing, on your point you just said, another great thing about Ted Lasso is if people don't watch Ted Lasso after this podcast, I don't know what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
Because it's number one for me. I loved Bill and Ted Face. Believe me, I do. But I would even put Ted Lasso, I think,
higher up.
Ted Lasso for me was the show of the year. Period.
Okay.
But for me,
I'll accept it.
For this guy.
Yeah.
But I love the writing. So often you'll have in these scenes that the choice that is made only to create drama. So you'll have like someone says something and it's like they've hurt you or they've done this. There's some conflict they've created, and the other person goes,
yeah, just like that.
And then they storm off, and then we have 4 or 5 episodes of we've got to deal with this.
We got to work that out.
This thing that we've now decided is realistic when actually no one ever does that.
Right.
That is crapola.
That's not done.
No one ever does that. And I love in Ted Lasso, it's like they never did it the easy way. They always did. They always do like, no, a person would actually do this.
Yeah.
And then you have to go like, now as a writer, I have the problem of what continues to make this interesting, even though a person would do this.
Yeah.
And they did that in such a good way, because half the time when the person would do the thing that a person would normally do, you end up in tears. You're Jacob on the floor.
I'm in tears right now. No, I agree. So that's a. Do we have a
so
ratings?
Shawn, you're the best at this because you've just gone 2-0.
I was
on your feel good choices for
he's killing his first Biofriendly Podcast episode.
Seriously.
I was gonna say we need a rating system. Like we need a 5. What would ours be? 5 leaves?
I think all three of us have 2 fingers to offer.
Okay.
So then we have to say how many pinkies and rings.
How many pinkies?
Yeah. How many pinky rings we given?
Okay.
Now, so it's 6 is the most.
Okay. So I have. Can I do both?
No, you only get one hand.
Only one. Okay, so you're definitely getting both.
So 6 is the most, and then we got to say what we're all going to say on each of them. So
I'll say.
So Bill and Ted Face the Music. What? How many?
6.
How many? You can't.
2.
You can't do ours.
2.
Yeah, I do 2 also. Well, he was right. You were 6, but you can't. You can't
you're right. Okay.
jump ahead, determining.
All right, and Ted Lasso.
I mean, yes. We've all shown up our 6. So 2 excellent choice. Okay, so what's the worst movie of the year?
No way.
What? No.
I want to hear what Shawn has ready for uplifting, and then if we have time and you can think of something that's terrible. I don't know if I can think of one that's terrible.
Okay.
So go ahead.
I could probably come up with something terrible if you give me a few minutes.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't necessarily like to crap on things too frequently.
Not really
That's why we love you.
That's why you're on the show.
That's why we love you.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to continue with things that I found uplifting? Because my other option is a TV show, but I haven't finished it yet, but it does make me feel good. Or do you just want like random things that I've enjoyed?
What do you think, Noel?
I want to hear this show because you've set us up so nicely. Yeah. Then what's the last? Go ahead.
Animaniacs, the reboot to Animaniacs.
Oh, I haven't seen this yet.
I didn't even know there was.
I didn't know they were rebooting
Animaniacs. Are you kidding me?
Dude, it's Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain, whole original cast back. It's on Hulu. It came out November 20th.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, that's exciting.
6 episodes, I think. I've watched the first 3.
What's it streaming on?
Go ahead.
Hulu.
And do they sing "It's Time for Animaniacs"? They got the song, the whole thing there. Oh my God!
Mm-hmm. Oh man,
that is cute and yakko yaks, right?
Yeah, baloney in our slacks.
Yeah. Well, Bill Clinton plays the sax, right?
Baloney in our.
Well, they have updated the song.
They've updated the song. Okay,
yeah.
We're Animaniacs.
That makes sense. Yeah. Kids today would be like, "Who's Bill Clinton?"
Join the Warner Brothers and their Warner sister Dot. Just for fun, we run around the movie lot. I don't remember.
That's good.
That's a great. I love that show. That's amazing. Okay. We haven't seen it, so I can't give it any fingers yet.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I haven't finished it. I've only watched half of it. So,
yeah. That's a great.
But every time that I watch it, I got a smile on my face.
You're back. You're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't know if it was the best movie or not, but it did make me feel good. Was the Christmas Chronicles, the new Christmas Chronicles?
Oh, Christmas
movie.
Chronicles 2. That was great.
I enjoyed it. I like seeing Goldie back in action.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched this one or not, Shawn, but that was. I don't know if I would give it 6 fingers, but it was a fun time. It's good. I love Kurt Russell as a grizzly Santa.
Yeah, sexy Santa.
He was
a sexy Santa.
He's all right.
Yeah.
He's all right.
He's done well for himself. Yeah,
I saw the first one.
Yeah,
you did.
I haven't seen the second one.
What'd you think of the first one?
I remember it being fun and enjoyable, but I consume so much media content that I have trouble remembering specifics on things. I just remember if I liked it or not.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we like that one.
I actually that happens to me all the time. I will watch an entire series and somebody will be like, well, how was it? I'll be like, I remember liking it, but I can't tell you specifics because I am consuming at such a rapid rate that I just have enough time to go, it was good or it was bad. And that's about all I can, and it's rare that I find something that I think is bad. Usually it's something that I'm kind of like, it was okay.
Yeah, for the same reason as what you were saying, Shawn. It's like that I don't really want to crap on people. I think that after you've made a couple of things, if you've gone through the process of getting something created, you have a hard time being mean to someone else, no matter what it looks like, because you're like, I have no idea what that person and their team went through.
It had to have been so hard to get this off the ground. Yeah, I have one more feel good show.
I want to hear it.
And this one's not, this is literally like the safest choice because unanimously around the world it's been hailed as kind of the feel-good show of the past 5 years, but Schitt's Creek.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was
makes me happy.
I loved that show, and the journey all the way through was so good that when I got to the last episode, it was almost hard to even know that was going to be it.
I haven't got to the last episode yet.
I'm not going to say, no spoilers. No spoilers.
My wife and I watch shows very slowly. We're on episode 5, I think, of the last season.
Yeah.
So we're close.
That is a great
One thing
show.
I will say about that show that blows me away is I think it's the first show where they've handled a gay relationship
perfectly
in the most flawless way. It's like it's not called out as some kind of special, different, amazing. It's just a relationship.
It's beautiful.
It's just something that's happening.
It's beautiful.
And you watch it, and you're like, this is amazing, and you fall in love with all these characters, and like, this is like, that's to me, that's how you do it. You don't make it special or amazing. What it's just love.
It just is.
It's just love.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's wonderful.
Yeah, but that's one aspect of a billion things in that show that are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I now have one that you've said it.
Yeah.
I've got my show.
You do?
I do. Guillermo.
What we do in the shadows.
What are you doing right now with my things?
Yes, it's a great show. I love it.
It is time for us to go to the bed in the coffin.
That is absolutely one of my favorite discoveries of the year. So great choice.
What we do in the shadows.
Absolutely amazing.
Made me happy every time because these characters are just insane.
They're insane, and it's great. It's hilarious. I loved it so much I dressed up as Laszlo for Halloween. That's how much I fell in love with that show.
Which was a great costume.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Didn't have anywhere to go with it, but I wore it, and I posted pictures of it. So that's what you do on Halloween in 2020. Mm-hmm. But I actually, the cool thing is I'm glad you brought that one up because Shawn and I have been he's well-versed in his Matt Berry.
You are well-versed in Matt Berry.
He is a Matt Berry aficionado.
Okay.
And
so, are you the one who told him the fact that Matt Berry is also an accomplished musician?
Yes, and indirectly, he was the reason I found out.
Unreal.
He posted a tweet of playing vinyl, Matt's album, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And I mean, because of Shawn, I discovered that Matt Berry, also hilarious comedic actor, is a very talented singer-songwriter.
For those of you who don't know, do Matt Berry for them.
Matt Berry is on lots of television shows, and he speaks like this in almost every project, and it never gets old.
So that's who he plays in What We Do in the Shadows, if you've watched it.
He's Laszlo. He's from the IT Crowd. He's from the Mighty Boosh. He's from so many UK shows, really. Right? That's that's where he comes from.
Right.
Now, I told you this morning about Toast of London, which is on Netflix.
Yes, gotta check
He does a lot of music in that show.
Really?
Okay. I gotta check it out.
And he created it, so it's like full on his brand of humor.
Nice.
Wow.
I love it. Great choice. What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So that's, I mean, for me, those are pretty much my high point series and movies that I saw the year. But before we get out of here, I want to give everybody a chance to share any other things that they like.
But just in general, are there any feel-good things that we can think of to get us to ring in this Christmas season and get everybody all jolly? Anything else feel good? Anything else to make people happy? I don't know.
What were some good things?
Good things that make people feel great about how their day went.
You know what? This right here. This right here, us recording in our Christmas sweaters with your head blinking the whole time.
It has been.
We're reconnecting with a friend that we haven't seen in person in quite a long time, but Shawn is a great dude, and we learned how to pronounce his last name correctly today, so I'm grateful for that.
Here's the hilarious thing about it is so much of what you, particularly when you work with somebody a lot, in like professionally and stuff is you know their name, you know their first because you talk to them.
Yeah,
but then
like Shawn,
most of the time the last name it's there to be written on a credit.
Yeah,
it's there to be put like you put that, and so you get or you see the name on the Twitter this and so. But I don't walk around. I don't.
Yeah, we don't.
I don't realize. I'm realizing now. I'm trying to defend our idiocy. The fact that we don't. That this has happened to us twice. Twice, Shawn.
Yeah, twice.
Now in the show where we've had someone who we really know and love and did not get their last name correct.
Yeah.
But there's something about when you're working, like when you see someone, you don't really talk about their last name, particularly when you're doing 1,000 things at once, which we generally were at first when we were first meeting.
Yeah.
And you get the first name, like I got the first name, I just got to remember the first name. And then you get that, and you know who they are, and then you just start, you go, okay, how do you send me your name so I can put in the credits, and okay, that's their name, and then you just make up your own pronunciation without ever asking for 9 years.
Dude, we're entertainers. We're entertainers. We're not athletes. We don't walk around. I don't go, hey, Carol.
Yeah.
Get over here. So we're entertainers. First names.
Yeah, the only time that ever happens is when there are multiple Shawns around.
Yes,
somebody will say, "Hey, Kohne."
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think you're the only Shawn in my life.
Yeah. And even if you are the only, that's a love song waiting to happen. The only Shawn in my life. I love it. Well, before we get out of here, I want to give Shawn a chance to share any other uplifting projects, movies, series, anything that he has, or do we go through them all?
Well, I mean, like, this movie is not uplifting in any sort of a way.
Great.
Man, did it make me feel awesome.
Okay.
Freaky.
Oh, I've heard about this. This is that Vince Vaughn one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like swapping bodies.
Yeah. So it was originally called Freaky Friday the 13th because a serial killer and a high school girl switch bodies.
Yes.
It is wonderful.
Awesome.
Really?
Awesome.
It's great.
And it's from the same writer and director of Happy Death Day.
Okay.
So I loved that one.
So he took Groundhog Day, he made it horror, and then for this one he's taken
Freaky Friday,
and he's making it horror. By the way, this guy, his name is Christopher Landon.
Yeah.
He is Michael Landon's son.
No way!
Little House on the Prairie?
That's amazing.
You're kidding me.
What a legacy.
No.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Good for him. Wow, really?
I love that Michael Landon's son is making scary movies.
That's
so fitting that the guy who literally represented like sainthood on television.
Yeah.
His son is like, but let's do some, good scary slasher films. So that's great. I love it. Good for him.
Awesome. Yeah, that is the. No, we got to see it.
I gotta watch Freaky now.
Yeah.
Freaky Deaky.
It's really, really fun.
Yeah.
It's the most enjoyable I've seen Vince Vaughn in many, many years.
Yeah.
He was just really good, and he didn't oversell being this young girl. He played it perfect.
Yeah.
It's really enjoyable.
All right, we'll check that one out.
I'm gonna throw one more out. I'm sorry.
Please.
So because we delved into Freaky and we said like it just makes you feel good, like I let you leave elated from it. This show isn't even done yet for this season. But once The Mandalorian started back up, I could not
I forgot about The Mandalorian.
I could not be happier with every single episode I see of this show. And it makes my heart burst out of my chest to see all these characters and this world come back in such a great way. And then I've been watching the behind the scenes with Jon Favreau, and I just love the team that's putting it together. I love what they're doing. I love the heart behind the project. I just think it's great. So that's another one. If you're a Star Wars fan, or even if you're not, but if you're a Star Wars fan, that series is doing that universe right. So I wanted to throw that one.
Agreed. Okay. Well, do you have any thoughts on Mandalorian, Shawn, while we got you?
I have not seen it.
Okay. No,
fair.
that's fair. That's
fair.
okay. I'll say that for me, and I get in a lot of trouble with pretty much anybody I talk to about this. Star Wars, the new 3 movies that came out with Disney, for me were a colossal disappointment.
You were unhappy with those.
Yeah. I mean, I like this. I like the middle one of the 3 the most, which is the one most people hate. Because at least it was different. But it was, to me, a colossal disappointment. It was not. It felt like, let's just make a space story that's got the same basic elements as the original one, and then let's go. All right.
This is supposed to be uplifting episode.
I know it's supposed to be uplifting.
This is Christmas Eve that people are listening to this.
I understand. I'll be. It'll come back to a point for the Mandalorian. So
bring it.
I'm going to spoil the end of the. I'm going to spoil part of Star Wars. So turn off the show. And leave if you don't.
Turn it off.
Yeah. If you bring back the Emperor.
Yeah. At
the end of the movie, you have just like you basically said everything that was the foundation of this thing we spent $4 billion on has nothing to do with what it's nothing to do with our story because the story is about a kid who gets picked up by Jedis, turned into a Jedi, falls into an evil Jedi, and then takes out the most evil of all the Jedis. In order to redeem himself and become again a Jedi. It is a 6-story arc about one dude, really. It's about Anakin. It's his story, right?
Yeah.
So if the climax of the story, the whole point of his story is I destroyed evil to save myself.
Yeah.
We're bringing this. No, you didn't. Actually, you didn't kill evil. Evil, he just fell down a thing and he's fine. He put himself together with the Force. Yeah. And by the way, you were not the strongest Jedi. It's this chick who just never did any training whatsoever. She just magically can kick everyone's ass. And she's got all the power of all the Jedi because they chose her because for some reason she's the granddaughter of some freaking whatever. And then the freaking what? All right. It's a disgrace. Oh. It's a disgrace. And it's a disgrace because J.J. Abrams didn't care. This is my honest opinion on the Star Wars, the new Star Wars trilogy. Total disaster. Okay. With that being said, he also made the decision to take everything that was put together by George Lucas and a pretty thoughtful team over like 30 years, this whole universe they made. He's like, no, all that's done. Let's get rid of that. Yeah. Okay, so that's all gone. That doesn't exist. Okay, fine. Which I would get over totally. I would get over if they made a good movie. But when you throw that all away and then just crap on everything, I'm like, you don't deserve to have anything to do with this ever again. So I had given up completely on Star Wars. I was like, Disney sucks. They don't know what they're doing with it. They have no concept of what this is or what they're doing with it. They hired the wrong guy. They screwed up. So what was a pleasure in this long-winded tale was to watch that first Mandalorian, which I wasn't sure I was going to watch, but people like Jacob were like, you need to watch this. It's a cowboy western in space, and you're going to love it.
It is.
And I watched the first one, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I was like, well, this is great. And I remember thinking, one, this is new.
Yeah.
This is different than anything I've seen before in Star Wars. Two, this pays homage without overdoing, without sucking up to Star Wars at all. It allows all the elements of everything you know from those first movies and everything else to be there without taking away from any of it and by creating its own thing. The last thing is the whole first season of Mandalorian stands on its own without needing anything from the other Star Wars universe really whatsoever, apart from having a child who's the same species as a Yoda. But apart from that, it doesn't have Jedi. It doesn't really borrow anything from Star Wars, and it completely stands on its own as this interesting story about this wild character who can't show his face.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's amazing. And then you go into the second season, and it starts off the same. It's on its own. It's hanging on its own. It's doing its own thing. And you're watching it, and you're like, this is what I wish they had just done. Like, why couldn't you take Star Wars and make the last 3 movies this? Why couldn't you go and take something a little different and just carry it on in a new way while still honoring what exists, or at least without pooping all over it? And then, but what's great is the end of this one, they're actually taking, they're bringing back some of the historical stuff in Star Wars, and they're sprinkling it in. But they waited. They first stood on their own 2 feet before they did it, and now they're doing it. And I love Mandalorian.
That is
and it's
great.
made me have hope in Star Wars.
We can all assume that Noel would give Mandalorian 2 fingers.
2 fingers.
But I think we know that he'd give J.J. Abrams just 1. I think that's the moral of this story. Just 1. And it's a very specific one, too.
To be fair to J.J. Abrams, I thought that his reboot of Star Trek, at least the first movie, was on point. It was excellent. And the way that he did that was really good. So I don't think that J.J. Abrams is totally hopeless at all.
Okay.
But he blew it.
That's good. Because he might hear this and be like, oh, no.
I know. My opinion means a lot to JJ.
I know, right? Oh, man. Well, I appreciate you breaking that down.
One more thing. We can't leave until we find out. Shawn, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing, though. I don't typically like regular Christmas movies. I am an alternative Christmas movie guy. So Die Hard used to be my favorite Christmas movie, but now people just complain about it so much that it's like soiled my enjoyment of it around this time.
Yeah.
So now I don't watch it in December anymore.
Right.
Now my Christmas Eve movie is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, that's a good
one.
one.
My favorite Christmas movie.
That's a great one.
That's good.
That's a great one. Well, I'm glad you think that it is. I think that it is also, but you're right. The negativity around it has gotten pretty frustrating. So it's one of those things that you just kind of go, you know what? It is for me, and I'm just gonna move on because I can't debate this anymore with people. I can't say because the enjoyment of it being a Christmas movie is fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's like being invited to a party and you're like, yay, we've turned this classic 80s action film into like a fun Christmas tradition. And then when you get the naysayers, you're like, okay, that's cool, man. Whatever. You know what? You go over there. I'm gonna have this Christmas party over here. And so that's been my feeling this holiday season. It's been like, I think that I'm done debating or arguing it anymore. That's what I'm done. So I'm with you. I got to find a new alternative Christmas movie that I can enjoy.
Well, I mean, there's so many great ones. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Weapon.
Yeah.
Basically anything Shane Black. You know.
Shane Black loved to make.
Good night.
Yeah.
Last Boy Scout has Christmas elements. Iron Man 3 has Christmas elements. Just anything Shane Black. You can watch anything Shane Black.
He loves those Jingle Bells sounds in his movies. You know, those little sleigh bells. So it's great. Mm-hmm. It's great. Well, dude,
I basically only asked that because I wanted to see Jacob explode. I wanted to see his head blow up.
Hey, man,
as he
I have a Die Hard Christmas book. I have a illustrated Die Hard Christmas book. It is awesome. It is awesome. And when people see it, they're like, "What is that?" And I sit down and I'm like, "Check this out." Page 1. It is great.
It's a night before Christmas, right?
It's a night before Christmas.
It's
told in that format, and it's hilarious. But
That's awesome.
But anyway, yeah. Of course he did. He said it just so he could see the choking up sensation rise. Right. Oh wait, it's already there.
I was looking more. I wasn't looking for tears on that one. I was looking for fury.
Oh no. I
feel like I got it.
Yeah, a little. Not real fury. Frustration. I tweeted the other night. I was frustrated because I got like you said. I'd read hundreds of things that were against it. And I was like, these wet noodle people, these rain on your parade, well, actually, people. And I thought, I am sick of it. I was sick, so sick. And that's not an insult on friends of mine that I care about.
This is the thing that's very funny, is that Jacob has a couple of friends who I think, like, so Kevin is another. He's a
listener of the show,
and also a friend. So he brought up that he doesn't think a year ago, before it kind of became too hot of a topic for Jacob. That he doesn't think that it's a Die Hard movie, and I was kind of
a Christmas movie.
Sorry, a Die Hard movie. Die Hard is not a Die Hard movie. It's a Christmas movie. That it wasn't a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like whatever on the fence about it, but then I found myself in the middle of like defending it kind of on Kevin's behalf. I kind of went like, well, no, it's not a Die. Then I became just kind of
but
by
then
default,
at the end of last episode, by the way, you forgetting at the end of last episode you came over.
Oh, okay. Well, there you, so maybe I'm a flip flopper.
He's a flip flopper because at the end of last episode that we did it, he totally was like, well, yeah, and he like, I won him over, and I was like, yay, and then he suddenly went back.
Well, okay. To be honest, I think that Jacob makes a point that like leave people alone. Who cares?
Just
let people enjoy their Christmas.
Just let us have our fun.
But the thing that was funny about this one is that for Kevin, he's not. I don't think picking fights with Jacob. It's just
Kevin and I don't fight in that way at all.
But he was so passionate and angry when he said the tweet that he said everybody who's all people.
I said I figured
mad.
I figured it out. The people who say Die Hard is not a Christmas movie are not fun.
So Kevin then comes back with a tweet saying like, "Oh, I'm not fun. What?" And he uses Gremlins as an example for "Am I fun?"
I watch Gremlins, yeah.
And then I, of course, being a smartass, made a long thing about how Jacob doesn't think that me and Kevin are fun and whatever, and then it started a whole Twitter.
But I didn't mind
disaster.
that at all because they're my friends and I care about them and I love them and I don't care what they think. But it was the like you said when we asked you the question, you said it's becoming soured now. Because it was once like a fun thing, and then every year,
it's like a surprise, right? It was like a surprise, like this movie that you've enjoyed, this movie that you've had, that you've liked for all these years,
and then you're like,
has Christmas elements, like it is, and so you can watch it at Christmas.
Yeah, and you have fun with that, and it makes you laugh, it makes you smile. So anyway, long story short, I'm gonna just go back into my I enjoy it in secret hole, and I'm gonna find a new controversial Christmas movie to embrace.
You just called out Twitter in the perfect nutshell.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. That's what people don't change what they believe when you scream at them on Twitter.
Yeah.
They just go into their secret I still love it hole and don't talk about it.
Yeah, nobody's going to convince me that it is not a Christmas movie. Yeah. But anyway.
Nobody changes. But this is our social lesson of the day.
Yeah.
You're screaming at someone, you're berating somebody on social media does not change their opinion.
No, it never
Congratulations.
Works.
Now, before we end, I do have an interesting question for you guys if we have time for it.
Yeah. At this point in time,
it's a Christmas special.
It's a Christmas special. You're a buddy of ours, and I feel like let's just ride this as long as we can.
All right. So Jacob called me yesterday to ask me to be on this wonderful program.
Yes.
And I was super pumped. He said we don't really have any plans.
We have nothing to talk about.
So first he asked me if I knew of any environmental friendly movies, and I couldn't think of any.
Yeah.
So then he asked me what makes you feel good, and I said okay, we'll go with that. But then I hung up the phone with him, and I instantly remembered Wall-E and Fern Gully.
Totally. Two environmental films.
There you go.
So I watched them yesterday.
Okay.
And my question for you is, how come the only, wholesome and uplifting environmental friendly movies are animated kids films, and when you do it for adults, it has to be something like Day After Tomorrow?
Right.
Yeah, I think that Hollywood believes that people don't want to be happy.
Well, I think you're onto something that feel good is a hard sell.
It's funny, adults don't get feel good, do they?
No, not often.
Not in the movies.
So much so that when I said, "What's your feel good entertainment of the year?" we only had enough
TV shows.
Yeah, we had TV shows and we had a movie. But I can't think of a lot of feel good stuff that is thrown our way that isn't lampooned as being hokey or cheesy or whatever. So,
and that might be it also. I think that networks are probably afraid of not being cool.
Yeah.
They're probably afraid of being called hokey or saying that they put out a cheesy film. But if you make it for kids, it's okay because it's for kids.
Right.
And yet Pixar has made more money for Disney over the last 2 decades than probably any division of their of their operations.
So that's a good question, Shawn, and I think that's the challenge we put out to Hollywood and to creatives that we need that. We need it too. We need Wall-E's. We need Fern Gullies. We need stories that are going to make you turn it off and go, wow, that makes me want to go out and change the world. And that there needs to be more of that.
Yeah. It's a great. Well, look, one of the things that we're slowly inching our way towards here, and you'll get a call from us soon, probably to pitch in, Shawn, is we're with Biofriendly Planet, is creating not just articles and tips and posts and news for people to be more environmental, but also to create content. The podcast is sort of our first venture into going multimedia on it, and our plan is to start releasing content that's green. That's about making people feel good and about the environment.
Yeah. So when the COVID clears, we're going to be calling you into action. Awesome,
man. Awesome.
Yeah, pal.
Well, dude, thank you for coming on the show today. This has been an absolute blast, and I do think we need to do this every year.
I think it's official.
I think this needs to be a Christmas tradition.
Are you in for the Christmas tradition every year, Shawn?
Oh yeah, come on.
I love it.
So
our 2021 challenge will be more feel good, more uplifting films, and
now we're going to be thinking about it all year.
Yeah, now
we'll jot them down. It's going to be like bang bang. We'll have a bunch of them.
And we'll put them out to the audience too. That when we're leading up, we can also put out there. We can say it's almost time.
Yeah.
What was your pick? And then we might even have like a nice top 10 list that we can read from listeners of the show. So
oh my gosh,
let's turn this into a thing. I love it.
This is a thing.
Fantastic.
Well, your Christmas sweater is
it's
lovely.
already happening.
It's already happening.
We just did it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. As you look amazing, Shawn. We love the how you Christmased yourself out.
Yes.
We love having you. We love.
Yeah. And it looks beautiful.
See that shake?
Look at that
shake.
that hair.
I wish we could slow mo that shake because he probably was just luscious.
Luscious locks. Yes. Well, this is the part of the show where we do our tags and we kind of wrap things up. We always give our guests the choice that they can sign off now or they can sit here and watch us brave our way through it. But this is the second to last time we'll be doing the tags of 2020.
Oh my gosh! And then we start over.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's up to you, buddy. You want to sit here and watch it?
Why would I leave?
Great answer. Okay, we have been your beacon of light in a gloomy environment.
We are award-winning. I'll throw it back at you.
You got it. Award-winning. With greater parasympathetic nerve activity? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes, that's right.
You usually do that. Featuring greater parasympathetic nerve activity.
We are more than just charismatic megafauna.
Yes. Nature is perfect. Look at eggs.
Dolphins don't quit.
Yes. Don't mess with Smokey on this show.
The boat one.
We are y'all inclusive.
We won't get all. We can't win them all, but we'll win the rest.
Exactly. That was a tough one because
we did it all wrong order.
We did wrong order, and I did ones that you usually do, and vice versa.
Wasn't there one we did also last week that was like a really that we? I feel like we can get this one. There was one that was worth something about throwing a thumb down a hallway. No.
Oh, the fork. Fork. It was about the fork, and it was like giving away the fork.
Yeah, we're giving away the fork.
We're giving away the fork.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that's been the Biofriendly Podcast Christmas movie special.
A thumb down a hallway. You're like, yeah, fork.
Yeah. Well, I knew where you were going. It just goes to show our shorthand with each other. Thank you guys for joining us for the Biofriendly Podcast.
And thank you, Shawn Kohne, for joining us.
Yes, thank you, Shawn Kohne, for joining us. We'll see you next time. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Merry Christmas. Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely.
It's the Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.